Hey, so today I want to tell you a story, but this one is horizontal, so I need you to turn your phone this way. Okay, as I get up, this is a story about a Godzilla film I saw in the 70s when I was about 14. I worked as a projectionist for my local theater, the Tesh Theater in St. Martinville, Louisiana. And one perk of being, an employee there was you got to see free films. So I went one day to see this Godzilla film. And while I'm watching the film, I noticed, about 20 minutes in, Godzilla is battling it out with his nemesis. And in the middle of the battle scene, the film cuts abruptly, and it goes from the battle scene to this dialogue scene between Japanese dudes. And, it struck me as really weird and disconnected, but I just shrugged it off and went on. And, about 20 minutes later, it happened again, but this time it went from dialogue back to that same fight. And at that point, I realized the projectionist had gotten the reels out of order. So the way it works is, the old school projectors that we had back then, these giant machines, took one reel at a time. Your average movie had 4 reels of about 20 minutes each. So what happened in this one was, I'm watching near the beginning, and then when it cuts from battle to dialogue, it goes from 1 to 3 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes 1, 3, 2, 4, and that's when I realized that, and no one else in the theater even caught it. And I guess part of that is because it's a Japanese film that's subtitled and it's Godzilla, so it doesn't make much sense anyway. So showing you all these details, like there's the marquee from the Tesh Theater. This is the church across the street from the Tesh Theater where my wife and I were married. Back to the projector, this is a map of my hometown. This is the location of the theater itself and the home that I grew up in. More stuff about St. Martinville juxtaposed with all this Japanese craziness and movie memorabilia. Shot of me as a kid. The Tesh News with an ad for the actual movie. And then backing up, you can see the 3 red dots. Those are the cue dots that you'll see in the upper right-hand corner of an old movie that gives the projectionist the cue to switch from one reel to the next. So I just wanted to show you this to where you can see everything. It's about 4 feet wide. And I've got a way more detailed story that I wrote on my Substack, which is in my link tree on my Instagram. So you older folks, ask somebody younger, they'll know what I'm talking about. Thanks.